I think I'm going to have to start that over because things went glitchies. Glitchies. Are we here? I'm here. Are you here? I'm here. Yes, I am. Elaine Marolakos Edelson here with Astrology Mojo. I got to start that over. I don't know what's happening with the lighting. You could see through my hair. Hey, welcome back. I'll be back here on January 2nd, 2020 to kick off the new year. And today we're going to be doing card readings, and you're going to pick your own card. Yes, you're going to pick your own divination, and I'll just show you what the choices are. So I want to help you get your mojo back. That's right. Elaine Marolakos Edelson with Astrology Mojo. I got some card decks for the holidays. We like to celebrate all week long, so that's why I'll be back in January, so I could spend time with my family and the rest of the gifts. Hey, Lindsay's here. Christy, Lonnie, and I promise I'm going to work on the lighting. I am the oracle for today, the divination oracle, but you're going to pick your own deck. So, how's everyone doing? Happy Hanukkah, happy Christmas, happy winter solstice, happy eclipse in Capricorn. We are riding a high vibe right now, folks. Hey, Lucrina Santos. Hello. Welcome, bienvenue. Come on in. All right, so I am so excited. All right, I'm missing one. Oh, there it is, over there. Pop, pop. I got more. I have more. I don't know how to open the box. Okay, so I have my Faery Oracle deck. See that? This is the Faery Oracle deck, and you can see some of the images from the fairy world. And so if you choose the fairy world, I want you to focus on a question. If you choose what I call my happy universal law cards, these are the ones that have fractal images. You can see that there. If you choose that deck, choose your question for the year 2020. Pick the cards that resonate with you the most. I also have the Secret Language of Light cards, and they are equipped with lots of different beautiful images of light and happiness. Here's the front of the deck if you need to get a read on that. So if you're just joining us, Elaine Marolakos Edelson here with Astrology Mojo. I want to help you get your mojo back. And let's think about this, folks. You are in charge of creating your world. Every thought you think, every action, inaction, every perception, every belief resonates a frequency. And so your frequency will attract like to you. So if you have, that constant naysayer in the back of your brain, oh, it's never going to happen. I don't know. It's okay. It's all okay. There's no judgment on it. It's all okay. I'm trying to open this freaking box. Okay. Now we have crystal spirit cards as well. And we're going to do those. So you're going to pick your card, any card. And since I'm new to some of these cards, I'm going to have to read from their books because I don't fully know them yet. This is the Crystal Spirit deck from Colette Baron Reed. Well, because it's a blue screen. Oh, there you go. So I don't know if you could see that. Okay, and they have all kinds of crystals with faces in them, really pretty things. I don't know if you could see. Okay, so this is the Crystal Spirit card deck. I'll go over it again to when we're about to do it so you can choose your card. And so remember, folks, in astrology, the planets don't make you do anything. We live in a cooperation with the cosmos so that when the planets make a move, you feel it. When you make a move, the planets reflect that by way of aspects and angles in the heavens. We have so much going on with all the energies that are opening, all the Saturn positions, the South Node in Capricorn, Saturn energy, Saturn in Capricorn, natural placement, Saturn energy, Capricorn energy, Pluto in Capricorn. So all this Capricorn energy is telling us, how would you like to organize your structure for the new year? We're entering a new decade, right? It's not just the eclipses that are happening now and in January. We're having 6 eclipses in the year 2020. We're having a Venus retrograde, a Mars retrograde. We're having an extended Mars retrograde. So there's so much going on astrologically. And remember, the planets don't make you do anything. What's happening is you're changing, or you need to. And so your psyche, all parts of you, are saying, yeah, time to wake up now. It's time to wake up now. So I want to give you the chance to feel empowered, to pick your own issue, to pick your own card. And so I have all these card decks. Hey, Mindy's here. Happy holidays, everyone. All right, so let's get into it. And also remember, I'm still offering my Power Up sessions. And this is the last time through December 31st at midnight that I will ever be offering this low price of $149 for 45-ish minutes ever again, because I'm changing my business model. I'm a Capricorn rising. I got a lot of structure going on. I got Jupiter in Capricorn. I got Saturn in Capricorn. I'm moving my level of vibration to expand my frequency so that I attract the next level of my business opportunities. And not just business, but my business. Not just my Astrology Mojo business, but my historical fiction fantasy business, my writing business, my content. So Sasha's here. Can you give us the deck options? I want to draw a card. Okay, I'm gonna go over that. So just hang tight. I will do that. Okay, and remember, I just got some of these for Christmas. I'm so excited. So I'm gonna have to read from the book until I get to know them. And I've got my galaxy bracelet that my husband gave me. It is so beautiful with all different stones representing each planet. All right, so here we go, folks. And if you're joining us in a replay, it doesn't matter. Time and energy know no boundaries. So I'm asking for the universe, starseed, lights, light workers, light beings, and angels, all the realms that help us and support us to also come and support you during this time. All right, so we're going to start with, we have I don't know if you can see that. This is the crystal, this is the goddess deck. And the goddess deck has all kinds of goddesses from all over the world in different time periods. Okay, this is the goddess deck, Colette Baron Reid's goddess deck. You can choose one question for 2020 or an overall clarity for something for yourself. If you pick the goddess deck, focus on your question, not will I get this thing? Okay, it's show me. Please show me clarity on this issue. All right, so when we're talking to the universe, we're not asking. We're not asking because then you give away your power. We're asking for clarity, yes, but we're not asking in a way that lessens your own inability to increase your intuition, to understand your own power. Does that make sense? Okay, so we've got the goddess deck is number 1. That's number 1. Then we have the universal law deck. That's number 2. What had just happened? That's number 2 with the fractal images. That's the second deck. So there's the first deck, goddess deck, second deck, universal law. The third deck is the fairy oracle cards. If you resonate with the fairies, then number 3 deck is your deck, all right? Number 4 is the secret language of light. Secret language of light deck. Okay, you don't have to tell me what it is. You just have to know it for yourself. This is about you empowering you. Okay, that's number 4, the secret language of light. Number 5, this is Crystal Spirit deck. Also Colette Baron Reid. And there's different crystals in here with faces in them. It's pretty cool. Okay, so we got that down. And if you're just joining us in a replay, you can go back and listen to it and pick your deck. Okay, so just one more time. We've got the Goddess deck is number 1. You don't have to tell me. You just need to know it for your question on clarity. Number 2 is the Universal Law deck, fractal images. Number 3 is the Fairy deck. Okay. Number 4 is the Secret Language of Light deck. Okay. And number 5 are the Crystal Spirit Oracle cards. All right. So I want you to focus on your question now. Please show me. It's actually not a question. It's a statement, and you're seeking clarity from the universe. Please show me clarity on this issue. And we're focused on the opening portals of transformation. And it can be about wealth, health, passion, purpose. It can be about, I already know I'm on a path and it feels right. Is there anything else I need to know about this issue if you're already sure about something? So think about that, all right? And I'm going to start. And I'm going to start with, for those of you who chose deck number 1, the Goddess Energy deck by Colette Baron Reed. I'm going to pull a card reading for that. Those of you who chose deck number 1, this is some information for you from the universe, from light beings. And we ask and call on all the light workers of the universe to show, popped right out, to show us, to show us information beyond planes of existence, time, experience, karmic experience. And, people who picked number 1, you got card number 49, Uzumi, humor. Card number 49, Uzumi, humor. Beautiful card. Isn't that? Makes me want to just burst out laughing. All right, so now let me read it because it's brand new to me. So people who picked deck number 1, when the Japanese goddess of laughter and mirth, Uzumi, enters your day, be playful and cultivate good-natured humor. Laughter is the best medicine and exceptionally healing at this time. Keep your focus on fun and positivity and see all the humor that you can. Life is not meant to be all work and no play, says Uzumi, and all focus and no release. Humor fosters resilience and lightheartedness, alleviates emotional pain, giving a much-needed break from the burdens and the speed of life. So Uzumi says, now is the time for you to be silly, laugh more, even take up laughing yoga. Yes, the world is serious, and your dreams and desires are too, but the joyful goddess Uzumi reminds you to enjoy your life and have fun. All right, so that was Uzumi for those who chose deck number 1. And I hope that was helpful for you. Okay, so now, if you chose deck number 2, the Universal Law cards, the ones that I usually call my happy cards, this is your reading for deck number 2. And again, we ask all the light workers and light beings, angels, starseed, to help us. Those who chose deck number 2, the Universal Law cards, to understand clarity. Oh, it fell. Okay. This was a very powerful, it like flipped out and fell right to the floor. Okay, those of you who chose deck number 2, your card is attention. It makes me laugh when I see this card. I want to say, attention, all Walmart shoppers. But it's not. Attention is literally paying attention to the moment that is. And I'm going to read you what, this is card number 23. And attention comes prior to intention. Okay? And it states that where you put your focus expands. Does that make sense? Train your attention to go where you want it to go by focusing on what you desire to create more of. Only what you desire to create more of. And eventually it becomes a habit. Now, normally your mind pays attention to your environment, you multitask, you've got a lot going on, but when you constantly bring it back and train yourself to bring it back, those who chose deck number 2 and the attention card, when you bring it back, you start to see evidence in the real material world of the thing that you are hoping to create and manifest. So once you focus on your attention, then you are poised to, create an intention. So attention to the present moment is going to help you then solidify your intention. All right, does that make sense? Because once you have that focus, that foci, then you're able to act on only the tasks surrounding that creation. And when you do that for a concentrated period of time, then you start to bring into being the thing you're focusing on. It doesn't mean you to the exclusion of all else. It means bringing back, training yourself to bring back your attention to that moment, to that thing you want to create. Does that make sense? I hope so. All right, now, those of you who chose deck number 3, the Faery Oracle by Brian Froud. Oh, and by the way, the deck number 2 is by Lara Solara, Dana DuPoint, and Marlene Chapman. They are not for sale anywhere. They were gifted to me. Okay, deck number 3, focus on your intention now. Utilizing number 2's answer. All right, this is for those who chose deck number 3, the Faery Oracle card. And we ask all the fairies and the light workers to show those who chose deck number 3 beyond space, time, dimension, karmic experience, and planes of existence, how to clear that vibe to focus on the now in this moment. The Faery Oracle. And again, flew out. Oh my. Who's this guy? And I'm also getting this one gets a clarity card. So hang on just a moment. This guy gets a clarity card, number 61. For deck number 3, focus on your deck. Oh, I've never pulled this one before. I'm going to have to actually read this one. So for those who chose the Faery Oracle card, I got 2 cards. And I'll show you those in a second. Let me just get to the pages because they are unfamiliar to me, as these are relatively new. Back in my life, I used to play with them all the time 30, 40 years ago, but I forgot. Okay. So first I pulled this guy. Now he looks kind of ominous, but let's just get clear. Hey, what is that? What is that about? Look at that. That was weird. Okay. The clarity card. I mean, this is not the clarity card. This is your hope, the G-hobia. The G-hobia. Now he looks like he's giving you a warning. And he's talking about imaginary fears, okay? Those of you who pulled the fairy deck, and realistic caution. So let's talk about this one first, because then I pulled a clarity card for that, because they were going hand in hand and talking to me. So hang on. Then I pulled Iris of the Rainbows, which is about hope and promise for the future. So that's this one. Oh, can you see that? Okay, so first let's talk about the caution. The cautionary tale from G. Hobaya. He refuses to tell what the G in his name stands for because he says the more we know about him, the less power he has and the harder it is to do his job. He exists only through the collection of our fears. So the Hobya thrives on fears getting stronger and stronger until we face him. He's a sham, a tiny fear blown out of proportion. Isn't that interesting? It's time to look for the truth behind our fears if you chose the fairy deck. Before you can get to the next card, this is what needs to be done first. To distinguish between what is real and what is a projection of an old trauma. Interesting. So by delving into our old patterns, we can see past them to a more liberating life. And only by facing those fears honestly and seeing them for what they are do we gain greater ability to open our hearts to the singer of courage, that's another card, and gain strength in the face of really difficult challenges that are in front of us instead of the ones we keep projecting forward. And it makes you stronger. Okay, so this is the guy that's made up. He's the, the boogeyman in the closet. He's the one you think is going to keep coming back and sucker punching you, right? But really, once you face your fear, and this time and this is for everyone, this Capricorn energy that we're in right now, you remember I've been talking about it, go back 19 to 20 years, and you will see the same issue. You'll see the next level of the same issue. What were you doing at that time? And this applies to this card. And it can be, I was giving birth. I was getting pregnant and giving birth, and now I have to let go of my child because my child's an adult and in college and has their own mind, and I can't be on top of them anymore for things because it's not my place. And so now I'm giving birth to a series of books, and so now you have to look at, if you chose this card, if you chose the fairy deck, what your fears are and what's stopping you, because whatever you keep regurgitating over and over again is what you're going to keep manifesting. So, but once you deal with that, so saith the fairies, then Iris of the Rainbow shows up. Come on, who doesn't want her in your life? We did it again. Stop it. Okay, let's see what Iris has to say. Beneath the rainbow fairy, the amphibious creatures of a wet earth crouch. The fairy frog maiden and the frog, anyone can kiss him and see what happens, ? Peer out from their shelter at the storm-racked world, while the shadowed sun is dimly seen above Iris's head. Sturdy, pot-bellied gnomes, their toes rooted in the earth, hold transparent rainbows filled globes for the rainbow fairy. Everyone, especially Iris herself, is fully absorbed in the task of reclaiming the bright sky from the dark of the storm. The dark of the storm of your fears, reclaiming your power by looking at rainbows. So what's a rainbow? A rainbow literally is every color in the universe. So Iris tells us that light is breaking through our present darkness and that hope is a powerful factor in speeding up this process. She does not promise us that the storm is over, nor does she say that it will never storm again. But she does say that there is a brightness and a beauty. She also tells us that there is something to be gained by this passage through the storm, and the sooner we learn it, the sooner the storm will end. Always, a passage through the storm is a time of potential growth, a time to allow the dead wood of our past to be blown away to make room for the green shoots of new growth. And cultivate patience at this time may also be helpful. The storm is breaking up, and are we ready for the change? That's the question. Are you ready? If we are presently frogs, the fairies say, the time of our transformation foretold by the rainbow may be at hand. So you're about to be kissed by a rainbow and turn into a prince, princess, or gender nondescript powerful being. Then we shall be kissed by the light of the sun and discover that we are something much, much more. Okay, no wonder I was asked to pull a clarity card on this, because imagine if I just pulled this. It's like, get over your fears. How grim. How stoic. So we have both, okay? So if you pick the fairy deck, it's time to face those past fears and move on. Okay, now, just checking in. How's everybody doing? I got to take a sip of my new cup. When it heats up, it turns like a plum reddish, and I have cherry trees. Okay, for those who picked the Secret Language of Light cards, the ones that I've been pulling recently on my Facebook Lives. And welcome if you're just joining us, or if you're joining me in a replay. You can go back to the beginning and listen and choose your deck so that you can clarify what's going on in your world of manifesting. Remember, folks, we're here to raise our level of vibration. That's what's happening. And when you switch a thought in your brain, and remember, 5% of your brain is conscious. 95 is already programmed since you were in utero. And you might be carrying your mother's fears. You might be carrying a trauma from a childhood event, a perception that is no longer true, but yet you deem it to be true. And so it's playing over and over and over and over again in the unconscious self, even though the mind is saying, oh, I know, we can get over this. I've got tools. I've got things I can do. All right, let's focus now on those of you who chose the secret language of light. And we ask all light beings and light workers again to join us in helping you move beyond space, time, dimensions, personal and karmic experience, so that you can gain clarity on your question. And remember, the question is not so much a question like, will this happen? Or can I do this? Because you already have that power. Don't give away your power. It's, please show me clarity on this issue. That's what we're looking at. All right, secret language of light. Oh, this one is literally glowing. Okay. And again, I have to read from the book because I'm not familiar with all these new. These are all Christmas presents, folks. These are wonderful. Soul Family. Nice one. Nice one. Soul Family. Number 36. Let's pull that out of the book. Okay, your soul family. You are loved and supported. Isn't that wonderful to hear? Number 1, your soul family wants you to know how much you are loved. I love that. My hair is like doing weird things. And how well you're doing. Your soul family consists of other souls that have similar values and ideas to you. The bright circle of light in the center of this image. And if you can see the faces up above, isn't that beautiful? The bright circle of light at the center of this image is Shambhala. Think of it as a meeting place where your soul family gathers to connect with you. When you ask a question, its energy vibrates throughout the universe, brings souls, and their light beings to Shambhala to share responses and information. They are overjoyed to connect and co-create with you. Your questions and experiences on earth move you and them to an expanded awareness about love, life, and purpose. If we go back far enough in time, and I'm talking 19 years, there was a point when all was connected. No, it was actually before that, when all was one. That's before we even got here. As time progressed, an energy was released and the source was separated. You have a perception of being separate from your source. We all originate from this source, so whatever form the members of your soul family take, you will recognize them because they are a part of you and they will resonate a similar frequency. We know it in our hearts, and when we encounter a member of our soul family, even if we can't explain it, we know it's them. We often refer to this as a meeting of a soulmate, and it doesn't have to be a romantic. Remember, a soulmate can come in many guises: a lover, a friend, a parent, a child, or an animal. And they turn up when you need to remember that love, the love that you are. So with this grouping of cards comes an exercise. And so you're asked to do a meditation and focus on floating inward toward the center of this light that you can envision with this card, and all the people and energies around you, until you feel the light moving and burning away illusion from your existence, and marvel at the creative journey that you're on, so that you pull back the curtain and see the reality, like what's behind me. It's just one light. It's one light with different color rainbows. And when you feel ready, follow your breath as it guides you back to your physical starry self. Open your eyes and smile. You are a star. Okay? Now, it also recommends journal work. Ask your soul family for significant information for you. Put your pen to paper and write the first thing that comes to your mind. This is your answer. If it doesn't make sense right now, don't stress. In the following days, their wisdom will reveal itself in satisfying and gentle ways. Okay, so this one comes with an exercise, and that is write down the first thing that comes to your mind about significant information for yourself and your soul family. If it doesn't make sense, don't stress. In the following days, their wisdom will reveal itself in gentle ways. All right. This is cool, huh? This is fun. Okay, now the last card deck, the 5th card deck. How's everybody doing? Hey, Lindsay says, thank you. Loved the fairy reading. Spot on. Awesome. Thank you, fairies. Oh, wait. Actually, in time, throughout time, it's been said that fairies don't like to be thanked. They like to see you act on things instead of being thanked. So go act on what we said, and we'll thank all the light energy workers in the universe for supporting us. Okay, now, Sasha says, so much light surrounding you. Ah, well, it's the portal. Lonnie says, thank you, and you're welcome. So now this is the Crystal Spirits Oracle card deck, and it's Colette Baron Reed. So whoever picked deck 5 with the crystal cards, I'm pulling it now. Look at that. Ooh, it's like I could put my hand through and enter the portal. Yes, we can. Huh? Okay, they're brand new, so they're sticking together. I have to separate them a little bit. How's everyone doing? Happy solstice. Happy eclipse in Capricorn. We're coming up on a Cancer eclipse in January. I'll be back on January 2nd. And remember, I'm still doing readings, the Power Up sessions. And you can purchase the reading now and use it anytime in 2020. Anytime. And it's the best deal ever. It's a smoking hot deal, which I will never be offering again. So you might want to take advantage of it. $149 for 40 to 45 minutes. So go for it. Gift it to yourself. You deserve it. Now, the crystal world. I mean, I have crystals everywhere. Here's my Nuamite Sorcerer's Stone. I've got a point I've been working with recently. I've got, hang on. Here's my Latimer we got down in the islands. It's so pretty. Is that focused? I mean, I've got them everywhere. I've got some fluorite with pyrite. It's got a little pyramid on the inside. I mean, anyway, they're all over my desk and my house. Okay, so if you focus now on getting your answer from a crystal, let's just ground yourself in the very practical, earthy world. And again, we're asking crystals to show us, who's ever chosen the crystal deck, about their issue. Clarity. Clarity on your issue. Okay. This one stands out. And I will need the book. All right, what is it? Chrysocolla. Oh, I've got it in the other room. Chrysocolla. It's actually a beautiful array of blues and bumpy smoothness. It's a little bluer than what's showing up here. That's because of the lighting. But Chrysocolla, number 16. So for those of you who chose the crystal deck, Chrysocolla is speaking to you. And its essential meaning is speaking your truth. Heartfelt communication and right speech. When you speak your truth, you are being true to your soul's desire to participate in the co-creation of a better world and a better life for you. Chrysocolla Spirit's message for clear, authentic speech that arises from your heart is this: the force of the conscious universe's love is here for you today as you choose to speak up and out for yourself. For you can be a clear channel for what needs to be said. Your voice is so very important. For you are a unique being. Do you hear that? You are a unique being with your own calling and destiny. And the conscious universe expresses through you. Practice choosing your words consciously as you voice a difficult truth or speak up on behalf of someone who has felt powerless for too long. Be assured that because of your commitment to heartfelt communication, your voice will ring out, cutting through the noise of today. That's a very powerful message. Again, that was Chrysocolla, and it's a lot bluer than it shows here. Actually, it looks like the blue of the step behind me. Behind me. That's the color of Chrysocolla. And so I hope that has helped you. And also when you're speaking, if you're just learning how to speak your own power, stay in I messages. I feel this way. I think this. I believe this. And so, because when we're just learning to own our voice, sometimes it comes out in you did that and that hurt me, or, they did this. So we want to stay out of the victim's voice when we're learning how to communicate, right? Because our power is such that it's so bright, it's so light, it's so compassionate. So who else is going to be talking if not you? Well, your childhood memories are going to be talking. Your past wounds and experiences are going to be talking, right? So instead of, regurgitating the old 95% of the unconscious fears, let's just share the fairy reading. These are the old fears. And as you deal with them and look at what happened 19-ish years ago, and then again 12 years ago when you were asked to expand on something, but 19 to 20 years ago, what were you doing? What were you formulating? What structure were you building, right? So, and the eclipses are talking about that, and it's time to nurture yourself even more. This duo eclipse, and they always come in, well, they don't always, sometimes it's a triple, but this is a dual. So we've got Capricorn Cancer axis with the South Node in Capricorn, with the North Node in Cancer. Capricorn Cancer axis. So what that means is the polarities come out. The old structures are falling away. And how does that, and then the new ones get set into place through nurturing and love. And then you see the rainbow at the end of the stormy day. So what is that about? What does that really mean? It means, in real life terms, let's just say you've been working at something for so long and you're ready to retire, or that job isn't for you anymore, or you have old friends that they just don't support you, they don't get you, but because you have known each other for so long, you're still hanging out. So the old needs to get set aside so that the new can come. And that applies to everyone. I hope this has helped you. Does this make sense? Lovely message, says Becky, thanks. Sasha, amazing readings, you rock. Elaine, so do you. You rock too. Now, just for an overall clarity on everything, I'm just going to just recap what we did. If you're listening to this in a replay or on YouTube, which would be a replay, those who chose Oracle deck number 1 got Uzumi, humor, Tibetan goddess of humor, to remember to laugh and lighten up. Then those who chose the Universal Law deck got attention. Train your mind to bring your attention back to the moment so that you can start to manifest what you want. Those who chose the Brian Froud and Jessica Macbeth Fairy Oracle deck got this old fear fairy, who's actually an imagination, culmination of everyone's fears, to focus on, let that go, and then you make room for Iris of the rainbows, which is beautiful. And it's hard to see, but she has wings, right? And above her, there's like a violet aura. It's very pretty. And then those who chose the Secret Language of Light deck got the soul family, and start connecting with your mates. I've got starseed mates. They've introduced themselves to me during certain meditations. I got names very clearly. People that you meet, you go, hey, I feel like I've known you forever. But then take the time to get to know them and check yourself. Well, wait, they just insulted me. I don't think they meant it. So you have to really be conscious and present. And when it's not just a spiritual mate that you're meeting, but an actual person, or it could be an animal. And, be present. Be present, be present. And then the Crystal Spirit Oracle Guidebook, thanks to Colette Baron Reed, was the Chrysocolla. And, crystals are very healing. And when you use them in a daily practice, you can get so clear on what you're vibing, because if you're not vibing something that's conscious, but you feel like nagging inside going on, like, oh, I just feel disturbed, I feel uncomfortable, grab a crystal that you gravitate to the most and just be with it. You don't have to know what it's about or for. Okay, you can research it, but just be present with it. And the crystals are meant to work with you on an energetic level, right? So, and Chrysocolla is about speaking your truth and really taking back your power in I messages. All right, so I hope this has helped everyone. I want to wish everyone a happy new year. We're entering a new decade. Let's put some new vibe into this world, because it's not just about us and what we want, because it's the collective, my friends, because what you do affects me. What you do affects everyone. So think about that. And as you do, be as present as possible, be safe, be sparkly, just be real. Got to be real, right? And cheers from my cup that turns like a plum red when it gets hot. Thank you, Dean. All right, folks, I'll be back on January 2nd, 2020. And we'll play some more. All right, be well. I wish you peace. You know that. Yay! Makes perfect sense. Thumbs up. Thanks for your comments, because Facebook likes people who comment. Then they keep that thread going longer. All right, be well, folks. I'll talk to you again.